Many men today are in relationships where they're dealing with a lot of disrespect, low sex. Many guys are currently dating women who text them back sparingly, who are very difficult to meet up with, who just seem like they're just not that interested, even though he may feel like they had a great first date and she said all these things or something like that. And so if that happens frequently enough, as a man, you begin to believe that is normal. Mm-hmm. And as we touched on in the last video, that is only the case. That is only the case when you're anything beneath a woman's first choice, right? Mm-hmm. You're not her primary option. You're not the man she desires. You're the man that she settles with. And in this video, we're going to talk about the reality of the first choice so that you never end up as the man she settles for, because your life will be a nightmare and you'll always feel like you're constantly trying to make it work, try to keep things together, and it seems like she never wants to fight. And a lot of this starts before the relationship is even established. So this one's for my guys out there. Good guy, means well, just wants a solid woman, but just can't seem to really get anywhere. Things seem difficult, and you're just wondering what the hell is going on. Yeah, you want to tune into this one.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean to be a woman's first choice, and how is that different from simply being the man she settles with?
Right. Like I mentioned in last video, putting it simply, when a woman is evaluating whether she'll pair with a man, right, she's assessing basically two core things, right? What will my lifestyle be like going into the future? And what will my sexual pleasure be like going into the future?
Right.
Right. I know this may be tricky for some guys to understand how much women evaluate her sexual pleasure when pairing with a man, but it shouldn't be, considering if you think for 2 seconds as a man, sexual pleasure is important to you, right? If a woman says, hey, I'm willing to marry you, but I'll just never have sex with you, most guys won't take that deal. Why?
Right.
Because sexual pleasure is an integral part for what he considers a romantic partnership. That's what makes it romantic versus platonic. So sex is important to the man. Most men just obviously understand this unless he's asexual. And so similarly, sex is important to the woman. She wants pleasurable ecstasy, right? However, which is more often the case, because a woman cannot evaluate up front what the sexual experience will be with a man before having sex with him, she will often evaluate him based on his perceived lifestyle. Right. What does he seem to be like? What is it? And so by the time, this is assuming this is within the context of seeking a long-term relationship and not within the context of just seeking sex in the short term.
Right.
She will evaluate him in terms of, what is he like? What is his character like? What is his conversation like? What does he do for work? She'll evaluate his lifestyle because she can't evaluate him sexually yet. So what happens in a case where a woman sees a man, she's been single for a while, she's ready, she's about 30, 31, 32, 28, 35, the clock's ticking, I need to get a baby soon, I want to start a family, I'm the only one of my friends that hasn't been married yet. What happens when all those internal conversations are going on and they're negative? I'm running out of time. I can't risk meeting another man that doesn't last right? I can't da 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 da. I've already, we'll get into, I've already encountered my first choices and they're not working out.
Yeah.
All right. So then here come you,
Bob.
Bob, of course. And you're a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And I say that facetiously. And I say that because it doesn't mean because you're a sweet guy or a good person. It means you can't be a woman's first choice.
Right.
Right? It just means that that's your primary value. Mm-hmm. So as far as where you stand within her sexual hierarchy, you may be her third choice, maybe fourth, maybe very little to no sexual attraction. However, when it comes to lifestyle, would he be a good father? Would he take care of me and the kids? Would he be a nice man? Da 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 da. Mm-hmm. You're number 2 or number 1.
Right.
So when it comes to quote unquote husband material, that's usually what women are referring to. Your character traits are A1. When it comes to a sexual companion, her lust is very low. Her turn on is very low. And so she's getting up in age. She's not sure what she's going to do. So she has to make a decision at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy fits the bill. He'd be a great husband. Not my type. Doesn't turn me on. Maybe I could make it work there. Maybe he can grow on me. And so she does the math. Right?
Girl math.
And you don't want girls to have to do math with you. It's not a good sign.
It's not.
She's starting to carry the one. I guess she's not feeling it.
Right.
Right. Because math is the last thing on her mind when she's in the rapture of a man that she desires. Mm-hmm. Right. That's math true. And logic all
out the window. I'm not even thinking about nothing but this man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bliss.
Yeah.
From every encounter.
Exactly.
Right. Both sexually and non-sexually.
Right.
Every conversation. Right. Every rendezvous at the park or, a trip. Breathing the same air. Right? So, but she's like, I've had a couple of those guys and it hasn't worked out yet. Right, so, let me try Bob out. Mm-hmm. And so she carries the 1, adds the 2, divides the 3, and she's like, I could do this. Mm-hmm. And now Bob, she's his first choice. Oh, I think she'd be a great whatever, because guys are really bad usually at evaluating, unless they've been around the block a bit, really bad at evaluating past their attraction. So if he's attracted to her, oh yeah, he's projecting all kinds of positive qualities on her that she has not displayed, right? And he's just like, oh man, oh yeah, we laugh and, right. I think she's going to be a great mother, right? So.
Oh my gosh.
Bob's just, just.
In his own world.
Yeah, enamored with that smile, the tight waist, the pretty face, all that. He's just soaked in with her. And so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And she's doing the math. Right? Now, Bob doesn't realize she's doing the math. Why? Because Bob's thinking, oh, well, I'm doing all the right things, right? I'm investing so much into it. And that's proof that I'm the man for her. The man who is willing to invest the most is the man that's most deserving within his logic.
Right.
Within her logic, she knows the man who has to invest the most is the one she wants the least. Mm-hmm. The keys has to invest the most.
Yeah.
Right. I'm only dating him if he's doing this, making this, doing this. Yeah, because you have very low sexual attraction for him.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to have to invest to make up for that imbalance. Mm-hmm. So Bob goes and, she says, okay. Now, he doesn't know she's doing the math because Bob is not evaluating her level of interest. Why? Because his experiences thus far has been women don't text me back. Very difficult to meet up with. And that's just his experience. It's like, that's just women.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing, no, that's just women that didn't want you as in the level that you wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mary says, screw it. They become girlfriend and boyfriend.
Yep.
They have occasional sex. It's mid. But she, does the appropriate screams and, and what she feels she needs to do.
Yeah.
And the clocks are ticking. 33 now, I need to start having kids, blah, blah, blah. I need to be a wife now and, not be the one single friend. And so he's like, okay, I'm winning right now. And so Bob proposes, they get married. But for some reason, it's called her Rachel. Rachel just never really seemed happy, right?
Wait, I thought her name was Mary.
Mary was last video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Rachel today.
Okay.
Right. And she just never seemed particularly content.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why is Mary so disgruntled when Bob is such a great guy?
Mm-hmm.
Because the relationship was built on imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel is Bob's first choice, sexually and lifestyle. Where usually men don't evaluate women as much on lifestyle, but and Bob is Rachel's first choice lifestyle, but her fourth choice sexually. And so a year in, Rachel manages to, make it work. She may be pregnant at this point. And so they manage to do the deed enough to have a child. Yet, baby's born. I don't know why, but she just never wants sex. It's because of the baby, right? Now, this isn't always the case. Sometimes there can be a genuine, right, a lot of stress and whatnot.
Yep.
But it's been 4 years, right? And he can count on 2 hands how many times they have sex a year, right? And I saw once a month, right? Right. Some months there is none, right? That's why I can do it on 2 hands. So after a while, they talk, and Mary's saying, Rachel's saying, I just don't know, blah, blah, blah. And after a while, that situation can play out a variety of ways, right? In terms of what Rachel chooses to do. She may go, I gotta get a divorce.
Yeah.
It's not you, he's a great guy, which is true. He's her lifestyle first choice. However, he's just not anywhere near the fun, sexy guy that she imagined ending up with. And so, I want a divorce. And we're starting to see this dynamic play out quite a bit in the United States. And guys are being floored. I did everything right. How could this be? And it's sometimes a bit more complicated than that. Because I don't want the implication here to be that him being a good guy was the reason she was not interested.
Right.
But I do want to let the nice guy know that being a good guy does not mean that turns a woman on. Those are 2 different things. And it's important to make sure that you're a woman's sexual first choice and her lifestyle first choice. Right? Or you will be in for a rude awakening down the line of that relationship.
Yeah.
Right? And it's unfortunate, but this is the point of this video. What is the reality of the man who is the first choice, and what does that look like? And I'd say it comes down to one word: compliance, cooperation. When a woman is in the presence of her first choice, cooperation. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Great. I'd love to. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 Which is why women usually come on, the social media platforms. And what's the number one thing that was trending? I don't know if it's trending anymore. So number one thing was trending for women. Better boundaries. Why would that be trending? Why would that be something women tend to associate a lot of pain with? Because when they're in the rapture of their first choice, boundaries are very difficult to maintain.
It's little to no boundaries.
Right.
It's nothing I wouldn't do.
Yes. Right. We're going to rob the bank? Yes. Right. And so cooperation, excitement, both in terms of the things you guys do outside of the bedroom, but most importantly, inside the bedroom. The greatest demonstration of you being a woman's sexual first choice is her cooperation when it comes to sex, her desire and excitement for sex. Right. This is very, very key. And so if you're pulling teeth, it feels like this, maybe if you clean the dishes and you're either not very high on her sexual hierarchy, but you're a good guy, or there have been alterations in the man that you are now compared to when you guys were initially together.
Yeah.
That has lowered your position.
Right.
And it's like, you're not who you were when we met. And there are things you can do to alter that. But since this video is for the guy who has not been in that situation yet, I just wanted to paint a picture so you can understand the importance of being able to identify a woman who has him in his proper position.
Yeah.
And why arguably it's more important that is instated if you want the relationship to last long and you guys have fun, exciting dynamics. Otherwise, down the line, it's either sexless marriage, divorce, or something that's often not discussed as much, which is let's bring another guy into the relationship. Right. Opening up the marriage. Not every situation that's opened up means it was because of a lack of satisfaction from the woman, but a lot of them are. And he's like, he's a lifestyle, first choice lifestyle, bedroom not so much. So if we could just outsource that while still remaining together, that would be the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the signs a man is the safe choice instead of the desired one?
It's a good question because we have to evaluate what it means to be desired. When somebody said the desired one, what is she really referring to? Right. She's referring to her level of emotional excitement when she's in his presence.
Right.
And that usually comes from her level of attraction to him. Right. How attracted to him am I? How attracted to him am I is usually expressed in how excited I am to be around him, how in love I feel with him.
Yeah.
Like all these terms, how sexually attracted am I to him. Right. It usually banks on the emotional side, the relational side. When a woman is, and that's usually what's indicative of her first choice, that's how she can tell how she feels. So that's an emotional measuring stick. When a man is the safe choice, that's when she starts doing the math. I lack the emotional excitement, but he makes up for it with my excitement about what my lifestyle would be like if I were to pair with him.
Right.
And so the settling guys women settle for is always the guy that doesn't take her to her emotional peaks. She's looking for an emotional peak. And he doesn't do that for her. Right. He's a little hill at best.
Right.
And so she then does the math and evaluates, let me carry it to the emotional peak. What does he make up for?
Right.
But that becomes very tricky if she's had emotional peaks before.
Yeah.
if she'd had an emotionally peaking man, where now she's comparing you to without you realizing it, and now it's a conversation of, I don't feel about him the way I feel about blank, blank, and blank, or just a particular guy in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But the lifestyle benefits make sense.
Yeah.
Right. And so that can create a dynamic where she plays the part.
Yeah.
She plays the part because there are benefits to the man beyond the feelings she has for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys she tends to have the strong feelings for haven't worked out. And she's tired of trying to play that game.
Yeah.
Of playing like, oh, let me try again, and it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah, let me just go for this dude that I usually wouldn't go for.
Yeah, that's been in the friend zone forever, or you know, maybe whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And go, okay, let's go on a date. And that guy's thinking, yeah, victory. And that's why usually by the time they get into a dynamic together,
Mm-hmm.
she just always seems hard or harsh.
Yeah.
Because she knows he was never her first choice.
What actually shifts a man from chosen out of convenience to chosen out of desire?
We touched on this before, which is what separates the sexual 20% from the lifestyle 20%, right? It could be a baseline thing of you're just not what she likes, but your lifestyle benefits kind of like, okay, I'll work with that.
Yeah.
However, it could be the case that you could become her sexual first choice, and we talked about it last video, but I'll briefly go over it here, by improving your internal conversation. Step one, right? The acronym is SEX. So yourself is first.
Right.
What is your internal conversation / confidence? Is it low? Is it high? Is your internal conversation negative or positive?
Right.
Do you expect success, or are you lucky whenever you feel lucky whenever you get it? So if you're just a unconfident motherfucker, then that's one major dagger in terms of how into you she will be. The second thing would be your presentation, right? That does encompass your physical looks, all bodily things included, facial hair, height, but it also includes the controllables like style, hygiene, body language, things of that nature, right? And so what is your day-to-day presentation? Are you completely out of shape? Are you effeminate in your mannerisms? Are you horrible style? Do you smell, like an armpit more than you smell good? Right? Like, what is your baseline? What's your baseline experience?
Right.
In your physical presence? Right. And then you have conversation. Right. And this usually goes into about 4 segments, right? How much does she learn from you through conversation?
Yeah.
How much lust does she experience with you during conversation? That looks like flirting, teasing, even in the bedroom. Then there's how much does she laugh, right? How much does she like you as a result of conversation, right? And then lastly, like how much does she love you? How does she feel about the man that you are, the vulnerable moments, the realness of the being that you are, right? Because a woman can love a man and not lust him, right? So those are usually going to be the 4 L's. She wants to learn, laugh, lust. She wants to love. So if a man is lacking in the self-confidence department, the expression or the exchange, and he has, if we measured them out of 10, he has a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
But his lifestyle benefits are very high, then she may just not feel very much for him. But he's a good guy and he'd be a good dad, and she won't have a hard life, and it's just being practical. That's usually when she starts doing the math. That's called practicality. When a woman is really, really excited about a man, practicality goes out the window, which is why cooperation is one of the biggest signals for where you stand for a woman, because she's always saying yes.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean you take advantage of that and then
Heck no.
start being, abusing that.
Yeah.
But it is something that is innate in a woman whenever she's enthralled with a man.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's true.
What's the next question?
Okay, for the men who are realizing that they might not be her first choice, what's the first internal question he needs to ask himself before anything else?
Well, this is assuming this is a guy. I'm gonna do one for a guy who's not in a relationship but is dating,
Yeah.
and a guy who's in a relationship. So for the guy who's not in a relationship, immediately remove her from your first choice. So if, assuming there are things you're doing, like 9 times out of 10, there's probably a lot of things you're doing that just potentially may be creating your own problems.
Yeah.
However, assuming that you feel like you're doing everything perfectly, and I don't mean that in a way where your existence is to make her happy kind of thing. I mean, in terms of the things that we spoke about before, right? If you're unconfident, it doesn't matter who the woman is, right? She'd prefer a version of you that's more confident.
Right.
Like, that's just, if your presentation is trash, every woman is going to prefer a version of you where your presentation is better. If your conversation isn't that great, every woman, so it's not like these are things that are subjective. Mm-hmm. Every woman would appreciate improvements in those areas.
Right.
And it would improve the man's life in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's for the woman, but she does get to benefit.
Right.
So assuming he's hitting all cylinders as far as that's concerned, and he's still not treated as a first choice. Mm-hmm. He's not prioritized. That's the difference between the first choice and the others. He's a priority. It's one of the highest ones. When you're not the first choice, you're not a very high priority to her emotionally.
Right.
And so if you're noticing that, it's immediately demoting her from your first choice and dealing with her from the position of how she's dealing with you.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to marry this woman, but internally, in terms of her treatment towards you, you feel like the experience is that of a man that is like, ugh, I guess I'll hang out with him. Then what the hell do you think is going to happen when you marry her? Right. You think that's magically going to change because a ring's on her finger now? Right? So you don't have to go, oh, it's a woman I have to deal with, and change yourself as a response to the woman.
Right.
But
you
can't promote a woman beyond the place that she wants to be or qualifies for.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes guys will put women in girlfriend positions based upon their level of interest in the woman, not based upon a woman's qualification for the position.
Right.
She's not demonstrated that she has any level of prioritization for you, but she's a baddie, and so that's all you needed to know. And you go in a situation where you're being treated poorly, right. But there has to be some accountability taken for the fact that you didn't recognize the imbalance in your interest. Yeah. And so women do this as well, but we're going to focus on the guys as well for now. For the guy who's already in a dynamic, assuming it's marriage, and that's not easy to get out of, I'd say start enhancing the things we talked about, which is enhancing his internal conversation, enhancing his presentation, and enhancing his conversation. And I'd say with a case like that, also enhancing his bedroom skills. Right? Again, these are things that aren't for the woman. If you're low in them, then of course you're going to get a low quality response.
Right.
But those things being improved can dramatically alter how the woman treats him.
Right.
It could potentially, in some cases, the guy just has not really come to know himself. And so the version of the woman he's come to know, or because he's never come to know himself, he's never met the truest version of his woman.
Yeah.
Right. So as he comes to know himself through doing the work, which is obviously what the company is based around, he'll meet a version of the woman that he's never seen before, because now he's had to reintroduce himself. And so when he reintroduces himself, she has to reintroduce herself. And so he may meet a version of his woman that's soft, that's nice, that's 24/7 horny. And he's like, whoa.
Who is this?
Right. And that's a result of the work.
Yeah.
Which, funnily enough, a lot of it is shedding things rather than adding things. But that's a whole different conversation. But, yeah, the reality of the first choice, a woman's emotional excitement is your best barometer. And so what will be the action she'll do that's a reflection of that emotional excitement? And it's called cooperation. Right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, again, we don't abuse that, but it is in a woman's nature to cooperate with a man she desires, because it's in her best interest. She wants to be in his presence. Right? She feels amazing in it. So why would she not want to go where he's looking to go, unless it directly conflicts with her values? She's like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Right.
And that's inside the bedroom and outside the bedroom. Right. The man women fantasize about is not the man that she has to do math for. Okay, I'm going to carry the one. I guess he's a good guy and da-da-da-da. Right. It's the man that she can't see her life without, because she's never felt feelings like she's felt in his presence.
Right. Yep.
And that's the guy women want to marry. But a lot of times it can get more complicated than that. Some women do encounter men that fit both categories, where it's her lifestyle first choice and her sexual first choice. But most women are meeting their lifestyle first choices or their sexual first choices, and it's very rare that it's in the same man. And then when that 30, 31, 32 starts hitting, usually they're going to pick their lifestyle first choice. Or you have the more stubborn ones that say they're not going to settle. And I'm not picking a lifestyle first choice. He needs to be my sexual first choice and my lifestyle first choice. And they'll stay single a little longer. Or forever. Yeah. And then pick their lifestyle first choice.
It all leads back to the end.
Because at a certain point, the tricky thing with sexual first choices is that sometimes they don't make the greatest husbands. So it's one of those things where it's like, fine.
That's like what you tell me is very rare that a woman meet her sexual first choice and her social first.
Very rare. Very rare. So, but yeah, guys, make sure you're making that evaluation, right? It's not just about, do you get the girl or did she let you have sex with her? It's the level of investment that was required for you to have sex with her, right? You may think, oh, bro, I just slept with insert girl that would impress guys here. And he's like, oh, word, no way, bro. Whoever it is. He's like, and that's quote unquote impressive to the average guy until you go, what did you have to invest? Oh, just $3 million. Everybody's looking at him like a clown now.
Right.
Why? Not because now it's not impressive anymore. Right. Because there's an instinctive understanding within men that the most impressive man is the man that does not have to invest. Where the woman just wanted him for who he was, quote unquote. As far as the sexual companionship. Now she may go, well, I can't be with you though, because our lifestyles don't align. But boy, was that a good time. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it more PG. Right. But And that's the reality of the public man versus the private man. But that's a whole other conversation. Stay tuned.